Good morning, dear students. I, Professor Basavaraj Kuruche, welcome you all for today's lecture of Business Communication Skills. In previous class, we have seen the various components of communication process and the communication process. Today, we shall see what are the different types of communications. Here, the types of communications have been classified by various authors in various ways. But here, simply I have prepared or I have taken some 8 points through which we will try to understand the various types of communications. Number 1, verbal communication. Verbal communication is the most common type of communication which we use. It involves the use of spoken words or signs language to share information. Verbal communication can either happen, it may be through face to face or through other channels such as mobile phones, radios, and videos, conference. Thus, if your job involves conducting business meetings, giving presentations, or many other things, or making calls, or training employees, or say having continuous interaction through oral or verbal way, at that point of time your verbal you are using the verbal means of communication. So your expect or you should have a good verbal communication skill. This is the first type of communication, that is verbal communication, which means communicating uh, through spoken words or signs. Second is non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication involves or it also known as passive communication through the use of gestures, tone or voice, or say body language and facial expressions to share your thoughts and feelings. Many times you might have waiting at the signal and the police may be showing you hand signals to stop and to move. So these are the non-verbal communications where the words are not being used but a sign or a gesture or a tone or a body language or a facial expression. These things show or these things communicate the expressions. Many times this non-verbal communication is being used most of the time. Suppose if you are say sitting in a classroom and a teacher just makes a hand signal towards you and you stand up. This type of gesture or an expression through which the communication is made is known as non-verbal communication. This non-verbal communication uses the various emotions, gestures, facial expressions, signs, etc., etc. So this type of communication is known as non-verbal communication. The next third type of communication is written communication. Written communication includes communicating through writing, typing or printing. It is also done through channels such as letters, text messages, emails, social media and books. Many times business may prefer written communication because it has few chances of deterioration or say disturbance. For example, communicating a business plan in written ensures that everyone gets the same message and can refer to that plan anytime in the future. So most of the business communications happen in written way. You might have seen the warranty card, guarantee card, or say the various ads through print media, or the various emails what you receive. So most oftenly in business, these sort of written communications have been used for communicating. Written communication can be used after some time, or it can be stored to reuse it in the future. On the same hand, or a same side, verbal communication cannot be used again and again. Once if we speak, that's it. But a written communication or a written document can be referred, used, and stored as a legal point of evidence. So that's why many times in a court, these written documents have been produced as a, say, proof or as a evidence. The next fourth type of communication is visual communication. Visual communication uses graphs, charts, photographs, maps, and logos to share information. Many times these visual communications make impact on the people who are watching it. Many places nowadays you can see there is a photo of earth and a mask has been put for that earth, which is an visual sign, which is, say, making impression on in the minds of people to wear mask and protect the earth or protect ourselves. So these kind of visual photographs, or say some graphs, signs, logos, or some posters which can be used to share some information. It is mostly used in, say, combination with verbal or written communication in order to simplify the information. For example, using slides and flowcharts during presentations makes it easier for the audience to, say, concentrate or to get the information. So therefore this type of communication is known as, say, visual communication. Further, the type of communication we can see in formal way. Formal communication are one which flows through the official channels designed in the organizational chart. It may take place between a superior and a subordinate and a superior, or may among the same cadre employees or managers. These communication can be oral or in written and are generally recorded and filed in the office. Formal communication may be further classified as, say, vertical communication and horizontal communication. Many times a formal communication is considered as a proof or for a record. That's why many times whenever you go to some offices and demand some things, at that point of time there they ask you to give in written way or to give in writing, so that it can be used for the further references. This formal communication, as we said, that it can be classified into vertical and horizontal. Number one, we shall see vertical communication. Vertical communication, as the name suggests, flow vertically, that is from upwards or downwards through formal channels. Upward communication refers to the flow of communication from a subordinate to a superior, whereas downward communication flow from superior to a subordinate. Here, application for a grant of a leave, submission of a progress report, request for loan, etc. are some of the examples of upward communication, or sending notice to employees to attend a meeting, or delegation work to the subordinates, or informing them about the company policy, etc., are some examples of downward communications. Suppose today I want a leave, or I am submitting a leave note or a leave application. At that point of time, it is a upward communication wherein I am communicating to my superiors. Suppose my boss, he is sending a circular to attend training, so it is a downward communication wherein the information is sent downwards. So these two things come under vertical communication. The next type of communication is horizontal communication. Horizontal or it is also known as lateral communication. It takes place between one division and another. For example, a production manager may contact the finance manager to discuss the delivery of raw materials or its purchase. Here, both the people are of same cadre, both the people are having same designation. At that point of time, it becomes a horizontal communication, or it is also known as a lateral communication. The next is informal communication. Here, before going to informal communication, the formal communications one thing we need to remember in formal communication, vertical and horizontal communication, which we need to remember perfectly. Otherwise, most of the time students get confused and they write opposite or in a wrong way. So here, vertical communication means moving from upwards to downwards, or downwards to upwards. And horizontal or lateral communication means communicating with the same cadre or same level of peoples. And lastly, informal communication. I mean, any communication that takes place without following the formal channels, or communication is said to be informal communication. The informal communication is often referred as the grapevine communication. It is also known as grapevine communication. A 2 marks question may come saying, what do you mean by grapevine communication? At that point of time, you can write as, it is any communication that takes place without following the formal channels of communication is said to be informal communication or grapevine communication. The informal communication, also known as grapevine, you should remember this point, as it spreads through the organization and in all directions without any regard to the level of authority. The informal communication spreads rapidly, often gets, say, destroyed, or it is very difficult to detect the source of such communication. It also leads to, say, rumors or misunderstandings, etc. People behavior is often affected by the rumors and informal discussions, which sometimes may, say, hamper the work environment. However, we should say, remember that even this informal communication is essential in the organization to, say, pass on the message, or to, say, discuss the information. More so, these types of classifications we should remember, and the name and its meaning. Otherwise, we may get confused and we may end up with writing some other things. So once again, in brief, I will just try to explain. Verbal communication means communicating through use of words, or, say, use of, say, words in the form of messages. Whereas non-verbal communication means, here the words are not used to communicate, but the signboards, gestures, body language, etc., are taken as channel for communicating. The next is written communication. Written communication means passing on the message or sharing the information in the way or in the form of written documents. The next, visual communication. Visual communication means using of graph, photographs, gestures, or signboards, etc., to communicate the message. Then formal communication means passing on the information or sharing the information by using the formal channels of communication. In formal communication we have another two things, that is vertical communication and horizontal communication. Vertical communication means from upwards to downwards or from downwards to upward. Whatever we communicate from upwards to downward or downwards to upward, this type of communication is treated as vertical communication. Whereas horizontal, or it is also known as lateral communication, which is being made with the same cadre of people or same rank of people. Then lastly, informal communication or grapevine communication. So these are the types of communications which we need to remember. A question may come for 5 marks or 10 marks or 2 marks as well. What do you mean by informal communication, or what do you mean by verbal or non-verbal or grapevine communication, etc., etc. So if you have any doubts, questions, please feel free to contact me at any point of time. In today's class we shall stop here. Rest things we shall see in tomorrow's class. Thank you. Good day.